Hey guys, Danny here at Partay. So I wanted to come out today and just provide some additional context and some additional information because I received an email from someone stating that Ken was out there claiming the victim card, really kind of doubling down on his sob story of everybody's attacking him. And I want to just offer up just how untrue that is, but also give you some direct evidence that even with the customer video that he was trying to show you, that he's lying even within the context of that exchange. So, first of all, not a victim. Can anyone with one eye, one good eye, you wouldn't have to have a good set, just one good eye, would be able to see that you have slandered Partay. You have tried to smear my reputation with hundreds of hours of videos. But if they look on my channel, all they're going to see are responses, just responses, not me coming out after you in attacks, but just responses to your attacks. So it's kind of hard for you to play the victim whenever you have spent so many hours putting out bad information, trolling my website, trolling my channel, and basically pulling up videos of mine and giving false narratives, false stories against those videos. And it's going to become very apparent here why he does that. So let's go into the exchange that you had with the lady. Now, here's one of the problems that you have. You like to scroll from picture to picture, but you didn't want everyone to see her text exchanges with you. And for good reason. Because if you pause at just the right time when you can see that as you're scrolling by, what you read goes contrary to what you claim about your product. If you'll remember, guys, in that video, and I don't have the name of the video right in front of me, but in that video, he states that she had that protective coating on the wall, so he had to help her to figure out how to get past the protective coating. Okay, first of all, Ken, what protective coating? Are you talking about the previous layer of paint? Because people do not come in and have their walls glazed with a protective coating. It's called paint. They paint their walls, Ken. And as it turns out, she tells you that even though you told her that, she used 2 coats of primer and it did not change the way that your product was laying on the wall. It would not adhere to the wall. Here's a picture. You can see those are not stars, people. Those are spots, the white spots that he likes to accuse Partay of that don't exist. But he likes to accuse us of that, but yet you can see them front and center in his product and how it adheres to the wall. But more importantly, going back to her statement, she said she put on 2 coats of primer over that quote unquote protective coating you told her she had. And it didn't change the way that the paint went on. And what it ended up taking is multiple coats. Now, Ken, multiple doesn't mean 2. We're talking 3, probably 4 coats or so that she had to do on that wall to get it to adhere to the wall. But that's not what you tell us. You tell us yours is a 1 coat solution. That. That's it. That's all to it. And your product is on the wall. But as it turns out, that is not the case. So it's funny that you worked in a projection space because that's what you do. You project your flaws, your product flaws, and you've tried to accuse Partay of those flaws when those flaws don't exist in Partay. But it gets even worse. In that same text, she's telling you that it's a bummer because her roller left a lot of texture and roll lines in that screen. And have I not pinpointed and pointed out on multiple occasions that when you drill in and look at your screens, any of the ones that you've ever painted on the wall or even painted on a screen, that there's ungodly heavy texture in what you sell. Ungodly heavy texture in what you sell, and you have proof positive here in this lady's statement. But then I'll go one further for you. You talk about how beautiful that image was and how the white levels are just shining, but you notice the white on that little red pillow there in the front? How white are your whites by comparison? Because, Ken, the one thing I can tell you is that my $60 product, not a $300 product, not a $500 product, okay, and not a product, just something you put into a can to pass as a product. But my $60 Series C and Series A, my very dark products, have a much higher white level than this. But you have continued to smear and slander my company, telling people that you're going to be sending Partey to jail, that you've got lawsuits, none of which is occurring, which makes you out there stating it even more slander. And this blue image was taken in the dark, Ken. Conversely, Mr. Bird, on my side, I can call you a scam artist and a fraud, because the claims that you make about your product never hold up. They never stand up. They did not stand up here. Those same specs that you see in that lady's are the same ones that I saw. They're the same ones that Matthew saw. And they're the same ones that Matthew Lee saw. It's consistent from customer to customer to customer. This is a foul product, not worth the money, and it does not do and does not perform how you claim it does. You've told people that it is the greatest technology in the world, that Screen Innovations cannot stand next to you. Yet, Screen Innovations would tear that screen on her wall apart. So, if I'm wrong, Mr. Scammer, if I'm wrong, Mr. Fraud, then why don't you get off your tail and sue me? Please, I'm begging you, come after me. I've asked you many times, give me everything you got, because you're talking a lot of smack out there. But as I stated earlier, you never are able to deliver upon any of it. It's just a bunch of rhetoric, a bunch of crap that you push out there into the ether to try to damage people's reputations because, Mr. Bird, you are pissed. You are angry and you're vindictive because you've been busted, you've been called out for what you are, and now you want vengeance. You're not going to get it. Oh, and Ken, I'm not really sure what you thought you were hiding to the left and to the top of that, because you weren't hiding the customer's information. I'm not going to show it, but in your video to the right there is all of her account information. So you did her no justice whatsoever, and you displayed her Facebook information there to the right. So don't know what you were trying to hide there, but you did her no favors whatsoever. You guys take care.